How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and we talk about one stock and try to determine if it is worth a buy or maybe another buy. Double down, triple down. The squeeze hasn't freaking started. My name is Corey. This is not financial advice. I figure I'd change it up a little bit because, realistically, things are a little bit different these days than when we started, right? And it is fan-freaking-tastic. Are you guys as hyped up as I am? I'm actually losing my mind here. It is so crazy. Let's add to the chat. Let's talk about what the heck happened today and why this isn't even the beginning. All right, Rafter has a craving for bananas. Rafter says, congrats, everyone. I know I'm feeling pretty good today. Realistically, everyone is probably feeling fantastic. Think about it. Every single person who's watching this stream right now, every single person who holds AMC, 99.99% of people, unless they bought up here at 72, every single person is up on the stock. Every single person, no matter if you bought in years ago, years and years ago, when it was at $30 and you held all this time, every single person is up. And that is something that is very interesting to think about. Everybody is up. FOMO buyers are up. Every person is up. And it's such a cool thing to think about. And I'm sure a lot of people haven't thought about it that way yet, right? But think about that. These apes, imagine how easy it is to hold while you're up, and I kind of missed out because I was going to make a video called does it get easier to hold? And this is when we were around $25-$30, and realistically it was going to be for people who were holding around $25-$30 who were scared because it's kind of around that area. But I don't even know if it's worth making anymore, because whenever you're this far up, I think it is relatively easy to hold, right? It's scary. You don't want to lose your attendees, but, I think looking at the DD, I guess there's a bunch of different factors that go into it, but holy smokes, right? It's just too cool. It's just too cool. A Diamond, what is up? Diamond is up 100K today. I don't know if anyone saw, Trey did hit $1 million today. Trey has unrealized gains of $1 million in AMC. Isn't that unreal? He has he's a millionaire today. Just unbelievable. Unbefreaking-leavable. Moo, what is up? What is up? A dog, nice bump today. Hello, all. A very nice bump today, right? Very, very, very nice. A Ginger, hello. Fred, love my apes. Yes. I mean, gosh. Right, Kelso says popcorn. Oh yeah, you guys saw the free popcorn that you can get. I guess you get a free popcorn if you registered. I haven't looked into it too much. Obviously, I was working today, but it's crazy. Dog says, I love my friends that had no faith in the stock when I told them about it. If I was to show them my 401k balance, they would crap their pants. Yes, I mean, think about it. Think about everyone who told you, oh, this isn't going to go anywhere. Oh, you should have sold. For me, everyone was telling me, oh, you should have sold at 21 bucks. Look at you now, it's at $5, and you're done. You missed out on everything. And you know, today was a different story. It was like, Corey, you called it from the beginning. Corey, you told us to hop in at $5, $10, and actually one person, they put $100 in at, I think, $10. So I think they're still holding. They're pretty up. But you know, I've been telling people about, and you know, I'm not telling them buy the stock. I'm giving them the DD and letting them make their decision. And you know, I kind of feel bad for some people who didn't hop in. I feel very bad for some people who didn't hop in. My only regret is I didn't tell, you know, if I didn't tell more people, because think about the people's lives I could have changed. I don't know. I guess I get into this weird headspace where it just makes me feel almost bad. You know, it's like, but at the same time, I was basically saying, the sky is falling, and I was hoping, you know, people would listen. But you know, I understand it could be a very, very difficult leap of faith to take in something like this. So especially whenever you hear the crazy DD that's going on, that sounds too good to be true, or doesn't, you know, or whatever it may be. So yeah. Raptor says, I haven't been sleeping well the past few nights. I have brain fog today, call off work for tomorrow. Hopefully the trend up continues. Yes, guys, here's the deal. I had the same issues whenever we first hit $21 back in January. And I will say this second go around, I'm able to be much more calm, much more at peace, much more focused. Because before I was just concerned about losing all my attendees, right? I was completely concerned about losing all my attendees and that it's going to be done and over with, and I lost. But I mean, look at this, guys. Let's talk about the stock really quick. We were up 95.22% on the day. We were up 100%, but obviously, I don't even want to call it retracement, but sure, I'll call it a little bit. Even then, like, we had a bullish flag right here. You can see right here, and it broke out right here. So actually, I can draw this just quick little trend line, I guess. I guess I would have were to draw it. I'm gonna move this just so you guys can see it a little bit better. So it was along these lines, right? And you can see this candle right here broke out of it, and you can see right here it was like this, kind of squoze down, right? And we always talk about these squeeze downs, and then boom, broke through, very bullish, and you know, it basically consolidated throughout that. But even then, we're still, I wonder if I could actually take this and kind of, let me see if I can shift this a little bit. Just bear with me a second. Okay, this is great. Can I grab this, please? Thank you. And nothing I really love here, but you know, theoretically, this is basically where I feel like we're at, right? We're right here. And you know what? I have a pretty good feeling about which way the stock is going to go. But you know, obviously I'm extremely bullish on everything going on. And I'm gonna go ahead and delete these. They're, like I said, they're not really my favorite, but you can basically see it that it looks like we're kind of squeezing down again, this kind of wedge. And now the question is, which way are we gonna break out? I did think that we were gonna be running a little more today in the after hours, but you know, as Diamond's been saying, Tuesday. Today's not a Tuesday, and that is that. So we'll see what happens. On the after hours, currently up just under 5% on the day, all the way at 65, 66. My favorite part, honestly, about all of this is we held. And when I say we held, I mean, we bounced right here. You know, we went through right here through 60, and then we came back down to 50. And, you know, I'm sure this is a little bit scary watching it in the moment, but even then, I mean, it's okay. You know, it's going to be up and down like this. And even then, you know, whenever it gets higher, I firmly believe it's going to go from, you know, 72 down to 50 down to, you know, and those kinds of crazy 30% gaps or 20% gaps or I should say jumps or whatever. And then we also today was a big day, right? There were halts. There were several halts. And I didn't count how many there were, but I personally, I saw at least, I think 3, just halts. And I'm in a, you know, I got tweets that it was halting. Trey tweeted that I was halting. I think I retweeted that it was halting. So I think it's just extremely important to be aware of what is going on and what that means, right? These circuit breaker halts. Let me actually look up some circuit breaker halts really quick. or were they volatility holds? Let's see. This is Vanguard. Yeah, or Investopedia. I like Investopedia. Let's see. Circuit breakers are temporary measures that halt trading. They are intended to curb panic selling on U.S. stock exchanges. Currently, U.S. regulations have 3 levels of a circuit breaker to set halt trading. When the S&P index drops 7%, 13%, and 20%, the current system of, okay, so I'm not sure if this counts for other stocks or what, but we did have, I'm not sure if it was exactly circuit breaker halts that were today, but obviously there were several halts. If you were watching it, especially if you were in Webull, you would see, well, I was on my phone app and it said halted. And or halt or something like that, and it was okay. I was perfectly fine letting it halt and holding. And what's been really helping me is I tell myself, I say, and it sounds a little weird, but I just tell myself, I'm gonna say, what are you gonna do, Corey? Are you gonna sell? You gonna sell the stock? Like, it's okay. It's okay, whatever happens. And I'll show you why I think it's okay. Let's go to these numbers over here. First of all, I haven't really been checking Fintel. I just want to check it for fun. So if these numbers don't really look too good, don't worry about it too much. We're, Ortex is obviously really what people have seemed to adopt. Just people have seemed to adopt. This is still, not even high on the short squeeze indicator. That's all right. And you know what? I don't even want to look at this that much. Short bar free rate says 11%, but I really don't feel like that is very accurate. We know that is, I think, one thing, but nothing too crazy. Let's look at this. So this is what's very interesting, right? We can see right here that the shares on loan, look at this. They're still borrowing shares. I should be able to highlight this. There we go. Anyways, yeah, that'll be easy to stand out. They're still borrowing shares. It is unbelievable. Short interest continues to go up. These guys are bleeding. Let's actually pull up Ortex Twitter. Take a look, guys. Look at this stuff. You can't make it up. Ortex Twitter, 10 of them. Okay, so this is the 10 of the most. Oh, hey, look, this is pretty cool. I didn't see this one. AMC market capitalization. At the start of the year, AMC's market cap was 426 million. At the close of market today, AMC's market cap was 31 billion. Holy crap, that's an increase of that much. 7,000%. Let's see, AMC. Here we go. These are the ones you guys know I like to see these. AMC short interest update. AMC closed at 62.55, up 95.22% on yesterday's close, bringing total losses for short sellers to 2.5 billion for the day. Excuse me, for one day, for today only, these short sellers have lost $2.75 billion. Intraday data shows an increased borrowing of 2.65 million shares. Estimated short interest is 18.11% of the free float. Yesterday, it was at 17%. Okay, I think this morning it was at 17%. As a matter of fact, let's go backwards a little bit. There was a bunch of stuff, and we can even see, like, BlackBerry's doing its own thing. Personally, I'm obviously not going to switch anywhere, but it is something to take a look at if you want to take a look at. Oh, okay. It looks like Galaxy Super Chat. Is it too late to buy? Can I still average up? Galaxy. I will say this, based on these numbers, it looks like it is not too late to buy. I personally don't think it's too late to buy. I will say I'm extremely happy that I'm actually all in, and I don't have any other stocks to liquidate. I don't have anything I can really do, because obviously I'm up pretty well, but yeah, so personally, it doesn't look like they're still borrowing, they're still shorting, they haven't covered. I do think that this is some kind of gamma squeeze that happened today. We'll see what tomorrow brings, this bullish price action during the day. And remember, and now we're kind of learning as this continues, right? Because last time we did see most of the movement in the after hours and pre-market. This time we did see a lot of movement in the after hours, a little bit in the pre-market, but realistically it happened throughout the day, right? Just kept running throughout the day, whenever previously it kind of traded sideways throughout the day. So, just keep that in mind whenever we're looking at what's going on, what happened previously. I see Eric up here saying, what is it, my friend Eric saying, anything under 100 is a discount. And I'm going to say anything under before they start covering is a discount, right? I think that it's going to be until they start doing, even when they start borrowing shares. I personally think it is not too late to buy until these shares on loan goes like, I don't know, below 25 or something. I really don't have any. That's an arbitrary number. I don't really have anything to back that up. But even if the shares on loan went to 100, I still don't think it's too late to buy, because I feel like they're still going to have to cover all of those shares, right? And so to answer your question, and that's why. So I'm not just trying to tell you why I think that this is gonna, I'm not just trying to tell you, I don't know, I'm trying to give you the numbers, give you the facts, let you see for yourself, right? We can see it right here in Ortex. They're updating this throughout the day. And we can see, it looks like they did return some shares, right? So that's fine. They returned some shares, but they borrowed more shares than they returned, okay? They borrowed more shares than they returned. So if this, and let's put it, and so as you can see, it's still, and we went up 100% today, let's say, it's kind of tricky to see because I feel like it was a gamma squeeze, but let's say they return, 7 million shares and it went up 100% basically. Well, what would have happened if they return? That's only 7 million shares. There's 137 million shares on loan, right? Imagine, I'm sure somebody could do the math. Granted, it would be a little bit of rough math because there were more factors in today than actually happen here, so it's not exactly 1-to-1, but just to give you a little indication of what is going on, they're still borrowing, and you can see the borrow change right here. This number is just the difference between these two, and so you can see that they're, that's what's going on. It's unreal how these guys just are not covering. Well, I don't know why. I don't know. I really don't know. And it doesn't make any sense to me. And you have to keep in mind, these guys are a business, right? And for them, if they didn't cover, I'll just say this and we've talked about this before, from a business standpoint, for them to say, okay, we're going to lose 2.75 billion today, theoretically, wouldn't it mean that it's cheaper for them to pay this than it is for them to cover? Like, right? Because if it was cheaper for them to cover, they probably would just cover and they probably would just get out. I approve. I don't know what the heck I missed. Hey, what's up, Ant? Let me say hi to some people. Yeah. Matthew, what is up? Matthew says a lot of stocks on the move too. BlackBerry, Clove, BBB, Nokia, UPST, Microvision, Sundial. Yeah, and here's the deal. A lot of these stocks, right, a lot of them are in the green. A lot of them are, and we saw that Ortex is tweeting about those as well, right? We can see that Ortex is tweeting about those. Now the question is, I hear some people saying there's some squeeze, but isn't this all just retail buying? I think this is retail buying, FOMO buying, as well as a gamma squeeze for today. And the gamma squeeze being that those options last week that expired in the money. Remember, the stock went up a lot last week, meaning a lot more options than anticipated expired in the money, right? And I think that the combination FOMO buying, you have new retailers, all that stuff, and the gamma squeeze today is just a perfect storm of price action, and it's just starting. Imagine you bought in. Imagine how easy it is to hold while the stock is going up. Right now, we'll see if there's a dip. If there's a dip down to $50, what happens then? It could be a little tricky, but I'm gonna continue to hold, and I think most people who got in, most of the people in the chat at least, who've been in here for a long time, I think they'll continue to hold. Right? I don't see them really leaving anytime soon. So we'll have to see who does what. But as far as the other stocks that are green today, a lot of stocks were heavily shorted. A lot of stocks, are moving. Obviously, I'm not paying too much attention to them, but I do know that I think this is Bed Bath and Beyond. I think these guys are heavily shorted. I think BlackBerry might be heavily shorted. And we can see the numbers, right? And they're talking about the numbers here, and they talk about some of the other stocks, but like right here, you can see all of the stocks that they were talking about previously, right? I'll just leave this up for a second, and we can see that stuff is happening. I'm very curious what the heck is going on in the chat. Profit 100 tomorrow easy, man. 100 tomorrow easy. That'd be very nice, right? If it can, here's the deal. Imagine, and remember, we're in the big leagues now, right? In my opinion, because remember, 50% tomorrow is, imagine where we'd be at. 100% tomorrow, imagine where we'd be at. Obviously, those are big numbers, but we're gonna get. I feel like, and I think Joshua James mentioned this the other day, right? Let's pull good old Joshua. Actually, I'm gonna open this in a new tab. Twitter, Joshua. Oh gosh, I forgot he tweets a lot. So let's see. And then Martin Lawrence. I don't know if you guys saw Martin Lawrence. He tweeted AMC Army. It's just so crazy. Let's see. I don't know where it is. Here's good old Matt Kors. If in case you didn't see, Matt Kors was on Fox Business. Just too cool. But anyways, basically, there's a tweet that Josh said, and it makes sense. He said that at some point, whenever the stock goes up, 1%, 2%, a few percentages, 5%, that's going to be several dollars that it's going to move up. And that's something to keep in mind, to give you an extreme example, if we were to look at Tesla, right? I don't know why it wasn't showing up. Oh, I can't spell Tesla. If we were to look at Tesla here, this stock right here, it went up, went down. Today it was down 3%, right? 3% even then was like 621 down to, 605, and this is rough guesstimates, right, based on what's going on here, but we'll say 620 to 604. But you can see here how these small percentages are pretty big dollar changes, right? And so obviously, this is at $600, but something to keep in mind whenever you're looking at these stocks and you're keeping in mind, you're thinking about these numbers are can get crazy very quickly, can get very crazy very quickly. Marty McFly, I saw what you said there. Marty McFly said, it doesn't feel, I want to read it the way you read it, the way you had it. It doesn't feel surreal that it is finally happening. For all the DD and talk, do we ever really think we would finally be here? That's a good question, right? And I think for some people, they're like, for me, it's almost like, holy smokes, like, I felt like everyone was right. Obviously, I was doing DD myself. I had like freaking Austin A. Tobit like on the channel talking about what could happen. And granted, his stock was, I guess, a little more toward GameStop. But even then, the same kind of concepts apply to AMC, I feel. And, after all the DD, everyone talking, seeing the numbers, and it's like, okay, well, sure, it's going to happen, right? Obviously, I went almost all in. I thought I was all in until I realized I can give a little more. To actually be here and be like, oh my gosh, like, everyone was right. You know what I mean? Like, and I say everyone loosely because obviously there were some DDs that didn't quite pan out. But even then, and I'm sure in the future we'll learn that some of these DDs didn't really hold any kind of water, but we'll see which ones do and don't, and maybe those won't ever come to fruition, but we'll take a look. I don't know who the heck is trying to get out at 65.60, but this is very interesting right here. 20,000 shares. We'll see. And you know what? And it's sad because I don't even mind this, because you know what? Who are going to buy those up? Freaking apes. Apes are going to buy those up and they're going to hold it. It's like it shakes out of the paper hand into the diamond hand, and that diamond hand just holds it. And it is what it is. But anyways, what was the message? Yeah. So it's almost funny because it's like me, I would say, I guess it was kind of like a long time coming, because I was like, I obviously believed in it, but I don't know, there's just something about being here. I'm very calm. I'm oddly calm for what is happening with my bank account or my brokerage account, what is happening with my 401k, like everything happening. I'm oddly calm, but you know what? It's like we've done the DD, we've seen the numbers, and they haven't started covering yet. This is price action without a squeeze, without a short squeeze. The MOAS has not began, and we're at $65 is what I'll say. So that right there gives me so much peace. And then the people at my work, they're trying to, and these are people who they want to look out for me. So they tell me, hey, be careful with AMC, like you want to get out, blah, blah, blah. Whenever it's at 21, there's like, you should sell. And then it did go back down. So they thought they were right. And maybe in short term, they might've been right. But long term, I was like, no, like that wasn't it. You don't understand. They didn't cover, like blah, blah, blah. They still have to buy the shares. This is just the beginning. And now, just to be up here, it's like, now whenever they say, okay, now you really are going to get out, right? And I say no, like, look at these numbers, look at this. I show them the Ortex tweets and I say, look at this, look at these numbers. They're still borrowing shares. The short interest is still going up. They're not covering, they're not returning these shares. It is going and going and going. And this is why I can hold totally calm, right? Like I'm good. I'm good. And it just makes it so easy. It makes it so easy at that point. Lurking, I do agree with this. Lurking says Friday, they always hit hard, so let's not get cocky. No matter how high we get in the weekdays, Fridays are the battle days, like always. And I agree with that because as we know, let's take a look at the Friday options, right? We haven't taken a look at that just yet. So June 4th, I do have my AMC option expiring on Friday, so I will have to see if I execute or sell the contract. I may end up just selling the contract and buying a bunch of shares. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have any money. I'll have to see how much the contract to execute is going to cost me. But yeah. So, oh my gosh, it's just unreal to see these percent changes on the day and stuff. Holy smokes. So crazy. So you can see here on Friday, we have all of these and and you know what? We're basically, oh my gosh. I'll say this right now, guys. On Friday, and this is okay. So here's a thing that I think is going to happen, and I think I mentioned this in last night's video, where the chain reaction gamma squeeze, right? So let's put it this way. So last week, and remember, the gamma squeeze happens whenever. Let's look at the 5-day, and then we'll just kind of go backwards over here. The gamma squeeze happens whenever these call options, you get rapid price action very quickly. So to go from 1350 all the way to 36, right? Think about all of the options that expired in the money, right? So all of these expiring in the money is great, right? So now it went up from here to here. We'll call it 13 to 36, or we'll call it 30. Okay, sure. So 13 to 30, a lot of options expiring in the money. So now what's going to happen? So now if we move on over, well, guess what? We just hit another thing, right? So if this triggered a gamma squeeze back here, I firmly believe that this is going to trigger another gamma squeeze as long as we stay above. I mean, honestly, we could probably go pretty low and still trigger another gamma squeeze. So in my opinion, we'll trigger a gamma squeeze next week, probably on a Tuesday, where we'll see some crazy, and this is my hypothesis, that we'll see another gamma squeeze probably like around Tuesday. Okay. And then once again, I think If that triggers a gamma squeeze and we go up another 100%, another gamma squeeze would be triggered. And then the following, another gamma squeeze would be triggered. And it's very possible that we're going to be in a gamma squeeze feedback loop where we're going to continuously just have these gamma squeezes going until one magical day, these guys get margin called and say, what the heck are y'all doing? It is too late, y'all. This is too risky. You guys need to buy back those shares. We're going, and if you're not going to do it, we're going to take, you have, however long to buy back those shares. It's not going to be long. And I'm not sure if they either tell them they're going to have to buy back their shares or they take control of their assets with the new filings or the new, DTCC, NSCC, all those new filings and everything. It seems like what they may do is they might actually just take control of their shares and liquidate whatever they're going to liquidate and purchase the shares. And keep in mind, from my understanding, it's most likely going to be some kind of system that says, all right, well, we have, we'll say 137 million shares that need to be purchased. Okay, well, if we have 137 million shares that need to be purchased, we're just going to start buying. We're going to start buying all of these. And guess where we're going to find them to buy? Right here. Who's willing to sell their shares? Okay, this person wants to sell it at, great. First of all, this was at 20,000 and we're like eating through this wall like nothing. I think this is the 20,000 one and it's already been like eaten through. Jeez. So what I think is going to happen is these shares right here, they're going to say, okay, well, who has to ask? Okay, 22, we'll fill that, we'll fill that, we'll fill that, we'll fill that. If we fill all of these right here, what is this? We'll say 3,000, 5,000. I don't know. Well, this is under 5,000 shares probably, right? So this is 5,000 shares and they have millions that they're going to have to cover. So we're going to go through this. And granted, this is only, 26 cents right here. Now, imagine they eat all of those up and no one is selling, right? Because I'm not going to sell my shares at less than 100, right? Just personally, right? I don't want to sell under 100. And as a matter of fact, I don't want to sell under 1,000, and they're going to be enough apes with this to the point where this is going to continue to go up. And they're going to have to just fill in these shares, fill it in like some kind of system algorithm, buying. And you know what? Whenever it finally goes high enough, and this is why people are saying you set the price. Whenever this number goes high enough, you guys will determine the price, and you can. And Fortune. So this is I'm answering your question right now, and anyone else who has these questions. That is how this stock can go to 1,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, 500,000. This is how it happens, right? These guys will not have a choice. You are going to choose the price. Look at what's happening. And on top of that, people are going to be FOMO buying in. So this computer is going to be competing with FOMO buyers to go in and buy all of these shares. And people are going to be buying in because the stock is going to continue to run that entire time. Just going to be rapid purchasing shares to the point where we'll see, I don't even know how much percentage we'll see in a day. We could see, how much was VW in a day? It was 500% in a day or something. And it was unreal. And I highly doubt that it was anything even close to what is happening right here. They're different, right? They're very, very different. So keep that in mind. James Tyson says a 73 strike call purchase today at 61. What is it worth if it hits tomorrow? Hard to say. Usually what I do is I go over here to options and I look at 73 strike. And then I like Webull because it shows you the graph. I do have a link in the description if you want to use it. If you use it and deposit $100, you get 2 free stocks. I get a free stock. But you can see here. So if you were to buy, I guess for this one, so this is not going to be the same number, but what I like about Webull is you can buy it right here. And you can look here, right? So the $61 strike, if you were to buy it, now, which you can't because it's after hours. If you were to buy it tomorrow morning or something, it would cost approximately, I'm sure this will change, $1,500. And on top of that, if it were to go to, and then you can see right here what your profits are going to be, depending on what it goes to. So if the stock by Friday goes to, $100 or whatever, or I guess I can't see 100, but let's say, $90. If the stock goes to $90, you would have made $1,300 on your $1,500 bet. And granted, there are some that are, and back in the day, this one would have cost, we didn't have it, but the $40 strikes for June 18th, I'll never forget it. These were $39 per. So $39 at the $40 strike. And look, man, this is money printer right here. These are printing money, printing money, printing money. It is unreal. Corey, how do you make the, oh, okay, Rafter. So this is how you do it, my friend. So yes, I guess you just saw, right? But you go ahead whenever you want to see that you have to click graph down here. So you choose your option and you click graph, and that brings it over here, and you can see where you have to go. You can also scroll out to zoom out, and that works as well. But yeah, hopefully that helps. And keep in mind, you know, these are, to break even, you know, these break even prices are pretty high, but even then, they've been printing for a lot of people. And gosh, look at this. Isn't this so pretty to watch? It's unbelievable. Marty says, clearly we believed in this. Our faith varies in different degrees. Mentioned, but not a dead cat. Oh, cool. Someone shouted me out. Thank you. I don't know why this is not working right now. Thank you for the shout out. Yes. What was the question here? But Corey, there's not a option. Yeah. There's not an option contract above. But even then, I mean, just like you can see how this is going, and you know the June 18th ones are just looking so amazing. I'm sure these will probably be updated. I'm not sure when these are updated. Maybe tomorrow they'll probably be updated with higher numbers, because obviously they're already unbelievably like covered essentially. Like or oh, that's pretty cool. So you can see all of that. And you can even go further out. Personally, if you are looking at getting options, just keep in mind they are risky, you know, but it's a fantastic way to leverage your money and make a lot more money. I do have a small video on options contracts on the channel if you want to take a look. People seem to like it, so hopefully I did something right in that video. I don't have a graph on my Webull. That's weird. I'm not sure. I just click on the ask right here in the red, and then I just click on graph down here. I'm not sure why you wouldn't have it. Make sure you're logged in and everything. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it, but any apes out there? We're all apes, Barry. Welcome, my friend. Awesome. So let's go ahead and continue and see what else we have going on. Actually, there are a few things I wanted to talk about. Man, it's just so nice to look at these like numbers and stuff. Just feels so good. I did want to talk about some of the things going on in the subreddit. I just like before I hopped on, I pulled up a few things that I did want to talk about, because I feel like these are, you know, some of them are talking points and you know, small DDs and stuff. Not even DDs, but I have some points that I want to talk through some of these. But man, we got a lot of people watching. Thank you. Welcome if you're new. Trying to cover all this stuff. You know, if you're liking the content, you know what to do. I thought this was funny. So Mudder Capital may have missed out on more than 300 million by dumping AMC a day early. And again, I scooped up by the mother freaking apes. Just feels good, you know, feels good. Here we go. And this is what I was talking about earlier. The squeeze does not begin until short sellers start to buy back the shares they borrowed. Sorry, I went super slow there. I tried to hype it up, but I started too early. So it doesn't start until they start buying back their shares. And guess what? They have not started buying back their shares. They're shorting more. Okay? They return some and they short even more. Again, we talked about this also. Volatility halts are normal. These are perfectly healthy, normal things that happen. In fact, I like it because it shows that the stock is like really going nuts. And to me, I just get more bullish when I see it. It's a little scary when it happens, I'm not going to lie, because whenever it started happening today, I was freaked out. I was pretty freaked out. But you know what? I was like, again, I went back to my mentality of what am I going to do? Am I going to hold or something? I mean, am I going to like freaking sell or something? No. So you know what? Calm down. Everything's good. And again, whenever I get panicked, I look, they haven't covered. And again, even when they start covering, right? Even if this goes down to, 100 million, 80 million, I'm still not panicked. I'm cool. I'm good, because I know that means that they started panicking, and that means we're seeing they may have started covering, and we're seeing some fantastic price action, right? We're seeing some great price action. Now, keep in mind, so please keep in mind about your stop limits, right? Your set limits, your sell limits, all this stuff, right? Apparently a bunch of people had it, and I don't know if this is true, but I guess you can see it right here at $69. A bunch of people caused this dip right here, right? This is probably the biggest dip we saw all day. We'll take a look at a chart, but just be careful, like with your sell limits, right? If it hits this point, I'm gonna sell. Look, okay, funny meme, but you know what? You hit there and now you're out, and these people are lucky because if they caught it right now and they purchased back in, then they got in, maybe they saved a few bucks. But you know what? It's just be careful is what I'll say. Be very careful. Let me see if I can see when we first hit 69 over here. 69. I guess 69 would have been here. Oh, this is what they're talking about. I guess it bounced down right here at 60, or I guess it would have hit up here and then bounced down here at 69. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but as you can see, this person just has a chart right here, and I'm assuming this is 69 right here where it went up and it dipped. So just be careful with those stop losses, especially with stop losses. I'm telling you, we've been very, 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 very lucky. This is easy. This is easy to hold, right? Easiest thing ever. And you know why it's so easy to hold? Look at the price action, right? This is easy. Whenever we start seeing dips back down to, from 72 down to 50 or whatever, that is when it gets hard, right? So I just need people to be prepared that we're going to see some crazy price action, dips, rips, runs, and all this stuff, right? Now, definitely keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind, because I would hate to be the person. And again, back to what we were talking about those stop losses, right? Stop losses, sell limits. What if they sold it right here at $69 as a joke or whatever, and then what if it ran to 100 today and you just sold it $69 as a meme? You would hate to be. Can you imagine? Like, now you're stuck and now you have to spend almost double your money to hop back in. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to cost you almost twice as much to re-enter if it's, you got out around there. I mean, it would just be really rough. And these stop losses, if you got triggered on accident, if it, granted, this probably wouldn't have triggered it, but, if it went from 61 down to, 50 or 40, and then, now you're out at 40 and then it runs to 72 and then it consolidates, doesn't drop down below. You sold at 40 and now we're consolidating at, we'll call it 60. Now what? Now you may not like the position you're in. You may not be happy with the position you're in because now you're just stuck and it's not anything. And now you're just stuck, right? That would not be fun at all. And now you have to decide, great, well, now am I going to buy in? And then now you're in a paper hand situation. You could be in a paper hand situation where you get scared and you want to sell out and you want to hop back in and you don't know. And you're fudding yourself because you're unsure. So just things to keep in mind, okay? Just be careful with those things. I've talked way too long about that $69 sell limit or sell, and I apologize. SkyTrader is calling $500 a share by Friday. $500. You know what? I'd be very happy about that. From a realism standpoint, I guess it depends. I guess anything is possible, but I would love to see. I see $1,000 by Monday. I would love these. I would love that, but I guess we'll see which way it goes. I'm playing it kind of closely, and I'm at actually a weird point because I more recently I started tweeting the price action, especially when we hit like 30 and 40 and 50. But you know what? I almost feel like I don't want to give people that anxiety of like this is a big. Okay, so follow me here. I almost don't want to give people anxiety like that's some kind of big milestone, because even then, here's the deal. That's fantastic, right? I'm so happy that we hit that, but at the same time, I don't want to be any kind of FUD, right? Where it's like, oh, we hit $30, like this is great, like we did a great job, let's go home. And it's like, well, no, like good job, like we saw this coming. It's the numbers are there. They have not started covering. This is regular price action. And I don't want to, people to see that and then, everybody and think, oh, okay, well, we're good now. Like, if it drops, then it's over with and we're good. Whenever that's truly not the case, right? Honestly, what I might start doing is tweeting these shares on loan and the short interest as it continues to go up on the day. So people know, what's going on, what is truly happening. And granted, these numbers are T+2, meaning they're lagging by 2 days. But even then, with these, let's go back over here. Even then, let me go back over here. Let's look at the 5-day. Even with this movement right here, they did not cover this movement right here from, we'll call it, 20 to, in the after hours, was that 20 to 26? Which one am I thinking about? This one? 13 to 17. Anyways, all of these right here, we're just going up, 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 up. Is that this one? This one even to this one, all the way up here. They didn't cover. And it looks a little more impressive whenever you're back here. They did not cover these, right? These numbers are still going. We are T+2, so today so if this traded here 1, so we're right here. So, and obviously we knew that this was going to be, it's just kind of a sideways day. This day, I believe, was down less than 2%. So it wasn't anything too crazy, but it was amazing, right? It was beautiful how it held. I mean, it looked like it dropped a little bit, but it ran. This is whenever we saw the test of what is this, $36, hit 36. It went a little past 36, then retraced back down to 24. Right. This is a pretty big drop. It's probably a pretty scary drop, and this is where your sell losses get out. Now, let's say you got stop loss and you're out. Right now, you're out at 24, whatever you got out on. And then what happens if you missed? If you missed it for the next few days, you didn't realize you sold. I don't know if you missed the notification. I doubt that would probably happen, but what if? And what if that happened in a day where it dipped that hard and then it ran to $70 in a day or something, which obviously is not too crazy considering we went 100% more recently. But yeah, so let me see what else is going on here. Man, people getting hyped up in the chat. Yeah. Here's the deal. I appreciate everybody for stopping by and hanging out with me. We have a lot of OGs in the chat who have been here since 20 views a stream and stuff. I have 20 viewers consistent throughout the stream. It's crazy how far we've come. How often does Ortex update the data? So like I said, the Ortex data is T+2, but they are updating it. It's updating throughout the day. Or it seems to be, at least. I don't really look at this particular panel throughout the day, but they do have the live updates, as you can see. And this is it starts at 7 a.m. Eastern, these numbers, and then I believe these do adjust throughout the day. On top of that, I highly recommend following Ortex. I have been retweeting them more recently, just because I think it's important for people to know. I would hate for there to be a huge dip and people aren't aware of what's going on, and then they start getting scared and paper handing, because as long as I see, and they tweet here that the short interest is going up, right? So 13 hours ago it was 18.02, and then so let me see if I can find AMC again. So 18.02 and then it went down, right? 17.98. So they did return some shares, but they borrowed more shares, and then it went back up. It just moves up and down, right? At the end of the day, so we can see it went to 17.97, then back up to 18.06, right? And so it kind of fluctuates, and then 1811. Oh wait, is this? Yeah, AMC again. So 1806, 1811, and you can see how it continues to move, right? Moves up and it moves down. But either way, they're borrowing, and it shows you, and usually they'll say they borrowed this many more shares, right? Increased borrowing of 2.65 million shares that they're still borrowing. And that, for me, just makes it so easy to hold, because I'm like, you know what? We're having this price action, and even through this price action, they haven't covered. They're just moving. Mike says, is $100 a share feasible? Mike, I 100 personally percent believe that is possible. I totally believe that's possible. Lee, what is up? I don't think I even said hi to you yet, Lee. I'm so rude. I'm sorry. Anyone else I didn't get to say hi to just yet. Hi. So happy you guys are freaking here, especially the OGs. You guys know who you are. And the other OGs know who you are too, right? Because you guys are always having a good time in the chat. Shout out to the mod squad. Thank you guys. Olive, Diamond, Lee. Be nice to the mods, people. But yeah, so, and this is just my own personal bullish moment. So is $100 possible? I completely think it is possible. totally think it's possible because of these numbers, right? They haven't even started covering. This is normal price action. We are at $66 based on normal price action. So we hit $72 on normal price action, maybe a bit of a gamma squeeze, but without them covering shares. You know, I would say without them covering net shares, right? Because they're still going net negative as far as borrowing, right? They're not returning as many shares. They're borrowing more shares than they're returning, is what I'll say. And so that's why I'm so bullish. I'm telling you, like, it's crazy. It's like unreal. Adol says, I could definitely go for a margin call with a side of tendies. Yes. So I think the million, literally, for some people, the $1 million question is, when is the margin call going to be triggered? And this is something I just don't have an answer for. And I see some people saying they might sell at 100, or I see someone saying don't sell at 100. Now, granted, you know, I'll always say this: make sure you can take care of yourself, your family, all that, and very important stuff that I do not want to discredit in the least bit. But for me, I am able to hold, at least currently in my current situation. Knock on wood. And I'm very fortunate, right, that I'm able to hold. Now, I will 1,000,000% not be selling on the way up at 100, right? If I sell at 100, well, what if it goes to 1,000? What if it goes to 10,000? What if it goes to 500? You know, who knows where this is going to go? And so that's why I'm going to be selling on the way down. On the way down, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to miss the top. I'm not going to sell at the very top because that is not my strategy. My strategy is to sell. Even if my strategy was to sell at 80%, whenever we're 80% down, that would, you know, that could still be higher than selling at 100. You know, if I sell at 80% down from, you know, $50,000, whatever that number is, it's still better than selling at 100 on the way up, right? Doesn't make any, for me, from I was talking about like game theory. From a game theory standpoint, it doesn't make sense for me personally to sell on the way up at $100, especially because I think it's going to go fly past $100. Before this price action, I thought we were going to start at $100, and we haven't even started yet. And whenever I say start at $100, based on all these numbers, I did a very rough calculation where I estimated that if we started, I think it was at $5 or $10, $15, wherever we were at the time. No, it wasn't $5, at 10, 15, 20, wherever we were at the time, that we would just start covering at 100. We would gap up to 100, and then it would start from there. And that's just my own personal rough calculation that I had done based on the numbers from January, as well as based on the numbers compared to the numbers based on today. So for me, $100, if I told you $100, it might be some crazy FUD. But hey, Corey, after selling some options today, I'm able to wipe out all of my debt. Wait a second. What? The Diamond Life, welcome back. We don't know where the top is. That is a good strategy. Diamond Life, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Where's a good old Diamond Backhand up here? Oh my gosh, Huyos, I'm so sorry, Mr. Super Chat. Huyos says, Corey, thanks for everything. How does AMC compare to BRKA? Isn't that proof that AMC could go to? I'm not sure what BRKA is. Let's take a quick look. BRKA. Oh, workshop. It's my first time. It's my first day. So does this prove that AMC can go to 500K? I suppose if anything, it would prove that stocks can go this high. You know, I suppose it's something that we could say, but I'm not sure if it's actual proof. This is an unprecedented event, right? And being that this is an unprecedented event, it's going to be very hard to say what can and cannot happen. It's going to be a little tricky to say exactly what can happen, but we're going to have to see which way it goes. You know, I'm very, very confident in AMC the way it's going. I'm very confident in the apes, especially with people holding, right? Especially with people holding. We're in the last 3 minutes. We are up 8% in the after hours to 67, 66 currently, and we're not showing signs of slowing, is what I'll say. We are not showing signs of slowing. Oh, I was looking for diamond backhand. Hey Corey, after selling some options today, I'm able to wipe out all of my debt and still have 7K left over. Plus my account is still up 55K. Now guys, keep in mind, selling options is different than selling shares. From my understanding, oh my gosh. Super chat. Oh, hey, not a dead cat. I'm so sorry. I would have found it eventually. I just had to scroll a little bit. I'm scrolling right now. I'm sorry. Have you shout out? Oh, you shouted me out on Twitter to get more apes after TV aftermarket podcast. Keep up the good work. Hey, not a dead cat. AMC. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's going a long way, as you can see. I guess you're kind of popular or something, but yeah, you know, here's the deal. I realized that there's a lot of people, myself included, that were unable to watch streams and stuff. You know how much I would love to watch trades and stuff, like all the time, and you know, at night or something, or anything. No one streams at night, and it's like, you know, the apes need someone to watch. Like apes, you know, the night apes are the people who need the squeeze the most, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, granted, people work different hours and some people can listen throughout the day, so I'm not taking anything away from anybody else. But yeah, like there's the after hours people who work super hard, and some people can't even watch the stream right now. They watch it later at night because they have to get the, you know, the food ready for the kids, and they have to do this and that, and they're working super long hours. So, you know, and some people work while they're, some of the mods, they're working while they stream and while I'm streaming. And, you know, I just want to give people an opportunity, right? And some people watch my stream after the fact and stuff. So yeah, thank you very much. I'm just trying to do whatever I can to just give to the apes, anything I can. Zach says, Corey, you think they'll add more call options in the money? Or here, I think they will add some more. I'm not sure when they typically add them. We are pretty close to it, so I'm sure I think they have to add them right at this point, to because everything, if this price action is a quarter of what it was today, then every option is going to be in the money, and I think they're going to have to find some more. So yeah, it's just unbelievable. Thank you everyone, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. And you know, I'm on basically every single dang day, so every single weekday from 6 p.m. Central to 8 p.m. Central. Yeah, Central. And just talking about AMC, and, you know, especially more recently AMC exclusively, but typically toward the end of the stream, we'll talk about some other stocks, your other plays. And I kind of try to shoot holes through them, see if they're good plays, or you know, we just kind of talk through it, different things like that. Raul, thank you for the super chat, my friends. Raul says, knowing your opponent is equally important, and I can't figure out why the hedgies are buying more. Do you think motivation is inflation affecting the market? Motivation. Oh, their motivation is inflation affecting the market. You know, Raul, I've been trying to figure that out. I really have. I've been trying to figure that out so hard, and I've not been able to figure out why the heck they're still adding to their short position. It makes me a little nervous, but at the same time, I completely agree with your sentiment though. Like, knowing what their plan is, even if we could speculate what their plan is, but realistically, I feel like if they're going to try to not go bankrupt during the squeeze, and I feel like they're going to try to make their money on the way back down, I think what they're hoping for is for the momentum to slow down and go for the long haul. And hopefully the apes get tired, or apes make enough money in order to leave, right? And then they'll make money on the way down. And sure, that's probably what their plan is, right? They'll probably, if they don't go bankrupt, then I think they will make a lot of money on the way down. But if they get margin called, I think they're in an all or nothing situation. Just personal. This is my personal theory. If anyone has a different theory, I'd love to. Oh yeah, close at 68 on the dot. Thank you, Diamond Backhand, for reminding us, because I forgot to look at it. 68 on the dot feels good. Feels good. Look at this momentum right here, right? Look at this. Just that upper channel, hooking back away from the 200 EMA right here, right? Now, it's so hard to say their plan. I think they're going to try to do that. Now, I think they're in an all or nothing situation. All or nothing meaning they're going to, all or nothing meaning if they get margin called, they lose it all. They get nothing. They're going to, and they'll probably go bankrupt. And this is my personal thought, right? They'll probably go bankrupt if they get margin called, because I think it's going to be similar to my gamma squeeze theory, where it's going to continuously gamma squeeze over and over again like a loop. But I think that if it is at, I think if they get margin called, they'll continue to get margin called until they probably go bankrupt. But if they don't get margin called, then I think that, and the momentum magically dies for some reason, then I think they'll make a lot of money on the way down. And all it costed them, and follow me here, all it costed them was these billions of dollars, rather than, instead of it being hundreds of billion dollars, potentially trillions of dollars. I really don't know exactly what it would be, but instead of it costing them that much money, they would have only spent, let's say 50 billion rather than over 100 billion, right? Or in a margin call. So I think for them, that might be their end game, right? If they're able to actually pull that off, right, without a margin call. Now, if they do get margin call, I think it is game over for them. I think it'll be done. But that is my only theory that I possibly have at this point of why they're probably trying to do this, right? And I wouldn't be surprised in the meantime if they are giving themselves bonuses in the meantime. And I don't know if this is true. This is a theory based on the Enron, what happened with Enron and stuff back in the day. I watched a documentary on it. If you guys haven't seen it, highly recommended. The documentary is on Amazon Prime Movies or whatever it's called. And yeah, it is wild what the heck happened. It's absolutely wild. Oh, George, I guess I missed George super chat too. George said, thoughts on the $40 options everyone was talking about. These $40 options everyone was talking about for the June 18th options. It was $40 at, like I said, I remember at one point they were $39 a contract. These guys have made stupid money. I have a few of these. And I will tell you, I made stupid money on this stuff. Like a crazy amount of money on this stuff. And it feels good, is what I'll say. It feels real good to make all this money on these stocks. And yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Lee says, Corey's a great guy. Thanks for promising to buy us all his mods Teslas. Here's the deal. If this stock goes to $100,000, who knows what'll happen? $100,000 a share. I don't even know. I can't even think about it because I don't even know. Here's the, I would accept it, but I would have to just wait a little bit and see. Will the option strike go higher, like up to 100? I think it will. As we can see that with GameStop, right? We can see GameStop right here. They have options all the way up here, all the way to 530. Currently, this is what it's at, and I think it'll continue to go. Hey, look at Dogecoin finally breaking 40 bucks or 40 cents. I thought 33 was going to be a good entry after it dipped. Man, it's almost like that's obvious. I thought I was going to give myself the credit. Good stuff, guys. Freaking, I'm just so hyped up. I'm like so hyped up. Oh, let's see what happened here. Oh, Diamond. Diamond says, just letting you know, I had 25 $40 strikes. Oh my gosh, freaking nice. Diamond, I'm happy for you, my friend. That is too cool. Have a good night. Catch you later. What are your thoughts on Doge? Oh, hey, James, we were just talking about Doge. So here's the deal. I feel like Doge is going to be Doge is weird. from a coin standpoint, I don't think that they're the most innovative technology, and I might be wrong on this, and if anyone happens to know, please let me know. I don't think they're most innovative. I don't think they're like and we're talking about like energy consumption and stuff like that. They're probably not the best as far as their coins. Like I think there's I don't know. I don't think there's like a finite amount of coins that there are. There's just a bunch of things that make Doge very scary for me, right? Those are the negatives, but the positives is the hardest thing that you can do, right? The hardest thing for any crypto, think about any crypto you've ever seen, the hardest thing is adoption. If you can have someone adopt the coin that is so big, and not only do you have people adopting this coin, they've basically adopted it more than almost like Bitcoin, right? Doge has been adopted by, I think it was Mark Cuban. I think he's doing something with the Mavericks where you can buy tickets. I'm not sure if that's a real thing or someone told me that. I haven't verified it. But if you could do that, Tesla's, or not Tesla, but Elon Musk is backing it. You know, big things like that. A lot of stores, you know, little stores are taking it. Where you can buy coffee with Dogecoin and little things like that. They're all accepting it, right? And I think that is the hardest part, and I think Dogecoin is here to stay because of that. I did like the entry point down here around 30 cents. I did have it around 2 cents, and I no longer have it, which is kind of unfortunate, but I only had $100, so it really wouldn't have been too crazy. And, you know, whenever hey, what's up, Johnson? What's up, Captain Cash? Whenever we go to the moon and these hedge funds cover and, you know, the money is flowing and it's time to diversify, I will be buying Doge. I will be buying Bitcoin. I will be buying Ethereum. I really like Ethereum a lot. From what I've heard, I believe that they are able to, what have they been doing? From my understanding, they're much more innovative in how they're doing it, like for energy consumption and speed and something like that. I haven't done too much research on it. I'm gonna have to find another channel. Maybe I'll partner with the channel to talk about a lot of good stuff. But Canisius, what is up? Still watching every day, man. Thoughts on how to exit AMC 40 June 11th expiration? So that's a great question, right? First of all, thank you for the super chat. Let's talk about those 40 expirations, right? So those. Now the question is, right? So it's going to be tricky. So let me give you a few strategies. Okay, so here's what's happening right now. We may be in that gamma squeeze loop, right? Right now we're obviously up pretty well. I have an June 4th, right? I have 2 days, or I guess, is it June 4th? What's Friday? Yeah, June 4th. I have calls expiring, right? They're already in the money. I think you're already in the money too. Yep, great. So my plan is I was thinking about exiting this morning. Thank goodness I freaking didn't. And because after this run, I was like, maybe that's it. It wasn't it. And when I say that's it, I meant for like the week or something. And it kept on running up. So my plan, and this is just my own strategy, personal strategy. Keep in mind, these are just options. These are not shares. I'm not selling a single freaking share. For these options, what I'm going to do is I am going to look for either an exit probably tomorrow, right? I'm going to see how the stock runs. And I'm going to be looking for an exit probably tomorrow because Friday usually has heavy shorting. If I do hold it on shorting, then if I do hold it, I saw somebody say shorting and I read their chat. If I do hold it on Friday, I will be looking to sell it in the morning because, and granted, you know, we could see last Friday, is this Friday? Yeah, last Friday it spiked up in the morning right here, and then then they heavily shorted it, right? It was extremely shorted on Friday to try and get the options, as many options to not expire in the money as possible. And so what I might do is wait for a run on Friday morning and look for an exit very early in the morning to get out. And so you may want to consider that. Now, if it does continue to gamma squeeze next week, like on the Tuesday, that could be a potential exit for you. If it does gamma squeeze, like, you know, Monday, Tuesday, in some kind of the after hours or even during the day, like we saw today, right? And so those are some different options. Hopefully that helps you a little bit. And anyone else looking to exit their options, and you know, and at that point you're gonna have to decide: are you going to execute, or are you going to sell your contract. I see Ray say, should 40 call, yeah, June. Okay, so should June 11 calls be held through next week? So that's a good question, right? No one knows which way the stock is going to go. This stock is going to go low buzz. I think you are you're coming in late, my friend. So I'll re-explain it just for you. This is talking about options. If you have options that are in the money, these are not shares. I'm not telling anyone to sell shares. I'm not telling you to hold your shares. You do whatever you want. But what I'm saying is, if you have options, those options are going to expire and you can choose to do whatever you want with them. From my understanding, selling options is not going to negatively affect your price. Okay. The share price, right? And in fact, most people, whenever they execute their contract or sell their contract, they're going to buy a few shares, right? I mean, I would personally buy more shares, but you do whatever you're going to do. So anyways, yeah, so you can either choose, if you have the 11th one, the June 11th ones, you can choose to either sell it, I mean, whenever you want. But I'm saying, my point is, if you feel like it's going to gamma squeeze next week on the Tuesday again, then you may want to hold it till next week and see if it does gamma squeeze on a Tuesday, and choose to exercise your contract or sell your contract and buy shares, or not buy shares. Do whatever you want to do, make some money. So yes, there you go. Sell your option and buy more AMC. You heard it here first. Not financial advice, but yeah. So a few different options, and hopefully that helps people with options understand. Whenever I exercise my contract, I'm going to buy probably more contracts as well as shares, and I'm going to continue because I made a lot of money, a couple grand on this, and I'm going to buy more shares and buy more because in my opinion, it's not done yet. Look at the freaking stuff. Look at the numbers. And because I believe that's how much I believe it's not done yet. I'm going to take my money. I'm going to double down on that, option. I'm going to double down, then I'm going to triple down, and then I'm going to keep going until I have a bunch of shares and a bunch of options, and I'm freaking filthy rich because I believe that the price action is going to continue as long as these numbers keep going up. Mic drop. How? What is up, How? Thank you for the super chat. How says all that movement from today was from free popcorn. Okay, and there was also that catalyst I did I talked about that just a little bit, but yeah. So tomorrow, Adam Aaron going to be like free soda and candy for shareholders, and we will rock it. Yeah, that's actually a good point, right? People were hyped up about some free popcorn, and it looks like AMC has some gourmet popcorn. Like, heck yeah. It's the gaming source. How high do you think AMC can really go? That is the question. That is my most asked question. I think I'm going to make a video on that because everyone is always asking me that question, and it's a long answer. But realistically, as long as the apes are holding, I firmly believe the stock is going to continue to go up because these guys aren't covering. They're not covering at all. They're borrowing more. Let's see. The Dark Green Marine with the super chat says, not financial advice. Should I sell my contract in the money? Oh, in the money contracts, or exercise them? Okay, so that's a great question, and that's going to be totally up to you. I kind of just explained that, but you can. That's your call. If you want to sell them in the money, or sell them in the money. If you want to sell your contract, then you can do that. Me personally, so I'll say this: I don't have enough money to exercise my contract and purchase the shares, right? I don't think I have enough money. I have to see how much it'll cost. But since I don't have that, then what I'll do is I'll sell my contract, get the money, and then buy as many shares and contracts as I'd like to buy, right? But so for me, I'm really not going to be taking profits yet. I'm taking profits, but I'm going to reinvest it immediately. I'm not going to really keep any money. If I have any leftovers from I don't really like buying partial shares. So if I have any leftovers, I'll probably just leave it in the account or something. And then I'll just continue to go. I'll just continue to recycle that until I have, 50,000 shares or whatever. Or until they start covering and I want to slow down, or if they start covering and I want to hurry up and add a bunch more to my position before everything's done, right? So yeah, so those are different ways. Most people do sell their contracts because it is very expensive. It can be very expensive to exercise them, but just take a look and you can see. But I think the benefit of exercising them is you don't lose your premium, or your premium goes toward the cost of the share, something like that. I can't recall. I really don't exercise the contracts. Like I said, I typically don't have that kind of money. I typically just sell it and then buy back. Jeremy with the super chat says, if I buy a $50 call that's in the money, is that a bad thing? Pros and cons. The only thing is it's going to be a higher premium. Jeremy, realistically, it's not too crazy. Let me actually get this pulled up over here, and we can see right here, we buy options that are in the money. So, you say $50 call that's in the money. Let's say you got it for Friday or something. This is a 51. Let's say you got the $50 one. It's going to cost $1,860, right? $1,860 currently. And then you have to keep in mind, but it's not bad. It's good stuff, but the only thing is you're going to be in the money, which is nice. People like to pay extra for that premium, right? Because you are paying a premium of $1,300 to, we'll call it $1,800, that $560 premium to be in the money, and those $560, maybe if you buy 3 contracts or 4, whatever it would be, 4 contracts, you could buy an extra contract, right? If you're a little out of the money personally, and do what you like. I do like that you like to buy them in the money, and that's fine. I personally, we all have our own strategies, and my strategy, I like to buy them far away, like for example, September or something. I like to buy them September, and I like to buy them just out of the money. And you can see right here, so it would cost me a lot more, double what you would pay. But at the same time, I just feel like it's safer because I have more time for it to be in the money, which is why it is more expensive. And I just have more time. There are just things that I like. I'd rather pay the premium than lose out on the money. And this is just my own personal way I like to do these stocks, right? Just personal preference. Fair question. Very good question. Very common question. Mike Hunt, here we go. This is what? That meme where they're like, oh, yeah. Here we go. Mike says, my strategy is to get rich. Oh, that's what I say. Carol says, still a goodbye tomorrow morning, Carol. I will tell you my personal thoughts is they haven't started covering. They're still borrowing the shares. It is still going. After hours closes 20 minutes ago. So whatever time that is for you, I believe it's 8 o'clock Eastern. So because they haven't started covering, I personally still, if I had any money left, I would continue to add to my position. Now, the thing is I added to my position. So here's the deal. Let's put it this way. I wanted to get in as soon as possible. I added to my position at $25, at $27, whenever we were at 30 to 25, whenever it was like, a day or two right there, we were around there, right? And I added to my money and I was like, you know what? This is freaking crazy. Like, I'm sure people think I'm absolutely crazy, but they hadn't covered yet. And I felt like the stock was going to continue to run. So I wanted to get in early, because imagine if I would have held off and be like, no, what if it goes down? What if it dips? If I would have held off thinking, okay, well, what if it's going to dip at 30, and I got in around here on this day. Was it this day? Yeah, I got in on Friday. Now, this is only Friday. If I would have waited, I got in down around here. Now, if I would have waited and said, maybe it's going to dip, it gapped up. And I missed it, right? And I would have missed it. I would have had to buy all the way here. So I wanted to get in as early as possible so that I could say, whenever we're at 62, I was like, oh, thank goodness I got in at $25. Now, what most people, it's hard to understand, right? Because right now, the stock is at $68. People are going to ask, hey, is it too late to get in? Could you imagine getting in at GameStop at $68? How good you would be feeling right now. I don't want to be the person that says, oh, I wish I would have got in at $200. And now look at us, we're at 3,000. I should have gone in at 200. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be that person. And so I I made my move. I made my play. I showed my hands. Johnny says, wife changing money. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it looked like it did end the after hours at $68 even. The after hours is closed right now, so we will pick up tomorrow morning and we'll see where, well, I guess we're going to start at 68, see what happens. Maybe we'll gap up in the morning or something. Who knows? Do you know when they cover? So Lars, so what we'll see, my friend, is we theoretically we should see these numbers change, right? Whenever they, first of all, we'll see some insane price action. I've been absolutely baffled that we're seeing this kind of price action from, you know, $10 to $68, and they haven't covered. I've been baffled because from a business standpoint, from their business standpoint, how are you not going to cover? Why would you cover at $100, $500, whenever they're going to have to cover, whenever you could have covered at $10? And there's a bunch of different speculation as to why that is. Ego, greed, something up their sleeve, and something up their sleeve is their probably the least popular. It doesn't really make any sense, right? It being that could be the reason. Doesn't really make any sense. So, yeah. Sure. But yeah, so this, you know, their short interest continues to go up. It looks like it changed a little bit, went down just a tad. You know, it was at above 18%, but you know what? All good, all good. Use indicators in your chart. Yeah, so in my Webull, I do have these indicators. I'd keep it very, very simple. Have the RSI, the relative strength index, and it kind of shows you where the stock is, keeping in mind that, you know, just because it's overbought here doesn't mean that it's going to doesn't mean it's going to go down. It was overbought right here and it continued to go up, right? These indicators, you got to learn how to read this one a little bit. But I also have the 200 EMA right here, 200-day exponential moving average, 15-day MA, 15-day moving average, and you can kind of see these all work in tandem. This is kind of my little recipe that I really like. I am experimenting with a few different things for day trading, swing trading, but that's a whole topic for another time, maybe another month or decade or something. We'll have to see. It's all right, Nick. I'm going to let it slide this time, my friend. But next time... No, just kidding. All good, buddy. Lurking says the amount they have to cover would expose to the SEC all the naked shares they created, so they're stalling. Yeah, Lurking, I agree with you. You know, I think they are stalling. They've been kicking the can down the road. But when is the SEC, NSCC, DTCC, when are these guys going to say enough is enough? Like... They should theoretically, I thought they would be able, based on the filings that have passed, I believe they're able to look at their positions right now. And I thought that they would be able to margin call them by now. So, and you know, another thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to see, are they actually going to margin call them, you know? And we talked about this, right? I think I spoke about it that, yes, you know, even if it passes, if and when it passes, and I believe it passed, they still have to use it. And they haven't seemed to use it. Now, whether somebody's buddy or somebody is they're not in danger of a margin call, I don't understand what's going to constitute for them to use that. I do believe they passed it to use it. Not sure why it hasn't been used just yet. Maybe I'm mistaken and maybe it hasn't passed yet, but has to be soon, right? I mean, has to be soon, in my opinion. There's no freaking way. Reichel, thank you for the super chat. Reichel says, hold through the dip. Can you talk about BlackBerry and Nokia for a second? And that is where we are going from here. What are you personally in? So personally, I think you're talking about the different kinds of stocks. So I'm in AMC and GameStop. That is it. I don't think I have any. No, I don't have any BlackBerry, Nokia. I don't have anything like that. I have AMC, and that's it. And GameStop. mostly AMC. And so BlackBerry, Nokia. So yeah, so BlackBerry and Nokia are things that have been talked about on Ortex, right? I do think that these are going to move along with, or I think BlackBerry was on here earlier. I do think that those are going to move with AMC and GameStop. You know, here's BlackBerry right here, short interest update. BlackBerry is also performing strongly today, up over 20% in the pre-market. Estimated short interest 9.21% of the free float. And I think they're going to stop using the term. I think someone had said that somewhere, that these are going to stop using the term meme stock. These are not meme stocks. Like these are real companies, real fundamentally strong, great product companies. Telling me BlackBerry is a meme stock? If you, I did a deep dive on BlackBerry in my on my channel, and holy smokes, these guys, you know, from them going, you know, obviously they made phones and stuff, and a lot of people don't know they're around today. But if you knew what they were freaking doing, then it would blow your mind what these guys are creating. Like they have a whole thing, and it's hard to explain. I can't even get into it right now. I recommend watching the video. It's very hard to understand what they do. But these guys are going to be everywhere. These guys are going to be the people, like, what is it? I'm trying to think of who. You know how like the Air Force is like patrolling the sky or whatever? Everybody's watching the sky at all time, and no one really knows. I mean, you kind of know, but no one really talks about it. This is what BlackBerry is going to do. BlackBerry is going to be in every single thing that you use: your cars, your like medical equipment, trains, like the new bullet trains, everything. Basically everything. If BlackBerry succeeds in what they're doing, and it seems like they are succeeding very well in what they're doing, they're going to be everywhere, and no one's going to know. But everyone will be using the BlackBerry like system that they have. It's unreal what they're into. So I really like BlackBerry as a company for a long-term hold. They're going to break out, and they're going to be unstoppable one day. I haven't even drank any water. Let me take a sip. Now Nokia, I can't talk too much about Nokia as far as, you know, what they're doing. I don't think I really see NOK. Yeah, I haven't really seen Nokia in here very much. Let's see how they are on the day. On the day, up 5.01%, 2.39% in the after hours. Let's look at the 3-month. Hey, you know what? These guys are moving pretty nicely. Not too bad, I guess, from 3.75 to, you know, $3.75 to $5.69. So not the craziest movements, but I'm not sure what they're gonna do. I'm not sure if they're heavily shorted or what, but can't say too much about Nokia, but I do really like BlackBerry a whole lot. 31% on the day, 302 in the after hours. Jeez. Beautiful. I see someone say about taxes. Don't forget about taxes. There's a website. Anybody know the website that is featured on it was like featured on Reddit and stuff. It's Reddit tax. I don't know what the website is. Anyone know the what? I don't know what it's called, but there is a site here that tells you what your tax bracket is going to be. You select your state. Tax my attendees. Thank you very much. MD. Very cool site, and I would take a look. So I'm in Texas. We'll say single. We'll call it. I don't know. We'll just make up a number. We'll just put this in here. Sure. We'll put this in here. We'll put 10, 1, 2, 3. We'll say average price. We'll say 10, and then we'll say price target. We'll just put, you know, 1,000. Sure. And then so it tells you this. So your total income, it's easy numbers, right? So we'll say your total income is this. Your total taxes is going to be this. It's going to hurt, and your total attendees will be this. And that's how it goes. So. And it kind of does the breakdown: federal taxes, state taxes, other taxes, and it kind of tells you what's going to be in here. And it has, you know, Canada, Australia, US, and then you can just do become a millionaire. So if I have 10,000 shares at average price of 10, to become a millionaire, I'll have to make, the price will have to be $171 per share. Whoops. And then my total income will be this, but my total attendees after taxes will be $1 million. And you can kind of see how this goes. What brokerage are you in? I am mostly in Fidelity. All of my big attendees are in Fidelity. I do have some in Webull. I did move from Robinhood to Fidelity directly. It took about 2 days. Let me zoom in here a little bit again. Look at this one day. Whew. Very, very nice. But yes, keep in mind. So yeah, they're printing taxes. And you know, there is this theory, one of my favorite is that is very interesting because it kind of makes sense is the theory is that the government, the president, whoever it would be, wants the, and we're not going to get into politics, please. That's like an instant ban basically because it never stays civil. And so, basically what's going to happen is taxmyattendees.com. I see a lot of people like this. And so people are saying that the government wants this to happen because based on the taxes that we would all pay, it could pay off a large portion of the national debt. And if this pays, like, imagine, can you imagine if it goes, this is only at a price, and this is with 10,000 shares granted, but you know, let's say you had 1,000 shares or something, become a millionaire, you know, if the price target goes here, sure. Then like, imagine if everyone paid, you know, $600,000 in taxes, right? 600,000, there's 3.2 million apes, you know, obviously it wouldn't be all of them, but let's say, you know, let's do 600,000 times, you know, let's say if 3.2, let's say 1 million apes, right? Come on, $600 billion. Like, are you kidding me? And that's at, I forgot what the number was. 600,000. Oh, this is just attendees based on 1/3 of the apes, right? If they have to pay this much, right? At whatever. So anyways, as you can see, it's crazy stuff. So what is that, your account? My man, you deserve it. This is not my account. This is not my account. This is not my account. But yeah, I mean, it's just so crazy. But yeah, as far as my other brokers though, I do also have Webull, and Webull is, we don't have to pay. Oh gosh. This is also Webull right here. I freaking love this. It's free to use. Webull did halt trading for a little bit. Full disclosure, you know, similar to Robinhood. So this is why I'm not all in on Webull, but I freaking love it. You get so much for it being a free platform. But the reason I don't have all my attendees in here is because I don't know what they're going to do. And second of all, I believe they probably sell their information to something like Citadel, and I don't want my trades and stuff being sold. It's just lame for all this stuff. But yeah. 0 Point, thanks for all you do. Hey, thanks guys. You know, I appreciate it. I try. I just show up. Stupid Science says, so I can sell and buy on Friday. Stupid Science, if you are talking about selling your shares and then buying on the dip, I'd be extremely careful with that. From my understanding, if you sell and the hedges are purchasing, you know, you just sold their shares, you know, they're scooping up their shares and they're covering at those prices, right? Those low prices, instead of having to buy at higher prices, you just help them buy at a lower price, right? On top of that, you know, a lot of people are anticipating a dip on Friday, right? But what if you decide that you're going to sell, you know, you're going to sell at the dip right here Friday morning. Okay, well, it's Friday morning, it's dipping. Boom. You sell right here. And what happens if you just sold at 35 bucks and now boom, it just ran up, right? Now you have to buy back in from 35 to 72. Now granted, is it going to run this high on Friday? No one really knows, but you have to be extremely careful that you're not in this kind of situation, because I've seen it happen before on this channel. Right before my eyes, someone sold low and had to buy high. All right. They sold on a crazy dip that wasn't going to last. It was bad. Mark, see you, Corey. Got to go to work. Have a good one. See you, Mark. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Thank you. Do you think AMC is going to 100 flowing? Flowgen? I have a lot of confidence that this stock will easily, in my personal opinion, go to 100. And the reason being is because they have not even started covering a little bit. They haven't even covered a little bit. They've only borrowed more because the total current share, loan has gone up. As a matter of fact, as we've been on this call right now, the short interest just went up. Or this live stream, the short, if you guys remember at the beginning of live stream, this was 17 point something. This actually went up during, I guess it actually truly live updates before our very eyes, which is crazy. And look at this, the shares, the return shares and borrow shares changed as well. This was 900 something thousand, remember? And look at this now. It's 2.67 million. So these numbers are getting worse and worse for these guys. I think that I wonder if this is going to be 1:39 in the morning. I wonder if that's how it works here, or if it's already been updated a little bit more. What about 100K? Here's the deal. I'll tell you this. I think this stock could go nuts. Let me see who's at my front door before I gotta take somebody out. I think it's somebody bringing some food. All right, we'll have to see what happens. Hedge funds are doing reverse diamond hands. They're buying. I mean, I don't know if it's reverse diamond hands, but they sure are buying. They're buying a lot more. Here's the deal: they're diamond handsing whenever. I'm not sure if they should be diamond handsing. You know what I mean? These guys should probably be paper handing at this point if they know what's good for them. But who knows? Actually, I do want to talk about some of these points. Let me write these down before I forget. What is the plan? And I did want to talk about how high can AMC go. Okay, great. So those are some topics of conversation I would love to make so that we can so I can talk about this. These are questions that I get all the time. Matthew says, do you reckon AMC will go back to the $15 mark? Matthew, no. Personally, I personally don't think it's going to go back to the $15 mark. And it's for so many reasons, right? Like, I feel like the momentum is too high for it to go back down. On top of that, there's a lot of FOMO buying. Even if people started panic selling, as long as this number's not going down, if this number's not at 0 or 10 million or whatever, then I think this people are going to continue to buy and continue to hold. $15 is way too low. Like, yeah, I think even whenever the squeeze is over with, I don't think it'll go down. Josue says, how many shares should I buy? Josue, that is totally up to you and your risk tolerance. I will say this, I hopped all freaking in because they have not started covering yet. This is regular price action without a squeeze, right? This is non-squeeze price action. Okay, so what I did is I decided before they start covering shares, before it starts covering, I'm going to get in as early as possible, right? So what I did is I said, I'm going to invest as much money as possible. So I liquidated my other positions. I went all in on the stock and I got it all in at $27, right? Average cost probably being, I don't know, less than $10 or something. And I wanted to get in because whenever we hit $62, $68 right now, I was like, you know what? Thank goodness I got in at 27, and maybe the stock one day will be $500 at that, who maybe soon it'll be that. And, I can't really say where it's going to go for who knows what reasons, but, yes, like I wanted to get in, and I'm sure, and that's why I went all in, because I'm like, what, they haven't covered yet. I personally think it's probably kind of safe to get in. So I went all in and I just did it. And I'm so happy I did, because people probably thought I was crazy for buying in at 27, and look at it now. And I'm so happy I bought in at 27. And I'm wondering, as it continues to go up, are people going to say, oh, I wish I would have bought it at 62. Oh, I wish I would have bought it at $100. You know what I mean? Imagine the GameStop people. Don't you think GameStop people wish they would have bought it at $62 because it kept running up? So you have to keep that in mind, right? It wasn't this at like $13 last week. Yes, it was at $13 last week. Yes. And so it's it just shows you how crazy this stuff is, right? And so I see a lot of people asking, like, should I buy now? Should I wait to buy? Me personally, I bought in as soon as possible. And I waited. As soon as I saw that they had not covered, I bought in. Because that's how bullish I am on the price action, that's how much I believe in what is happening. I believe in the numbers. I've done the DD. I've been doing this every single day for months. I've been looking at the numbers, so you don't have to. And that's why I just trust in the process and I believe in it, right? There we go. Lee averaged up from $9 to $25 today. And you know what? Look at this. He's up, right? And yes. So for people asking, should I see? Look at this. Spanish says I bought GameStop at 180. That's freaking hype. Look at that. Already up. You know what I mean? So is $100 inevitable? I truly feel. I personally truly feel like it's inevitable, right? And these are my personal thoughts. And so I went all in at this time. I went, or before, because before it was too late, and I just don't know how to. I wish I could convey it to people, and that's why. And one of the reasons I wanted to buy in at 25, I was actually looking forward to buying in at 25 because I wanted to show people how much I actually believe in it. Do I wish I would have bought all in, like with those extra shares at $5? Yes. 10, yes. But you know what? I just wanted to wait a little bit, and not for any other reason than to, just hang on a sec, see who's going to rip first, and AMC ripped first, and I decided, okay, it's time. Wife changing money. How do you feel about BlackBerry? I like BlackBerry a lot as a long-term hold. It seems to be having some great price action recently, but I do really, really, really like the company. I like the stock. I like everything about BlackBerry a lot. Jeffrey went all in at 27. And Jeffrey, I bet you were very, very, very happy that you got all in at $27, right? I bet you're ecstatic that you got in that high. How far out would you buy call options? So Luann, I'm a little bit of a wimp. So me being a wimp, I like to buy my options, and I wouldn't say a wimp. I like to be super, super safe. I got a lot of options over here at September 17th. At I think the $40 strike. $40 strike. And so I paid a higher premium, but you know what? I felt more comfortable with it. And so I like to go a few months out, especially on something right now. The price action has been pretty good as of late. And so I personally would probably feel okay buying. And so I bought in before the stock started running. So with everything going on right now, I'd feel super comfortable buying it, earlier. And, and earlier for me would probably be like, I don't know, June 18th, June 25th, somewhere around here. But you have to keep in mind, the further you go out, the higher premium you're going to pay, right? It's going to be more expensive. So 3,000 here, man, I remember when these were nothing. It's just unreal to me how expensive these options have got. Lacey, what is up? I'm not the best with technical analysis, but if I pull back, I can see a small gap around 33. Do you think that gap has to fill at some point? So that's a good point. That's a very good point. Let's see. So at 33, you said. Oh, I think you're talking about the gap up over here. Oh no, this is 27, 33. So down here, I see exactly what you're saying. That's actually a pretty good point. That's a very good point, actually, right? A lot of times they do fill those gaps, but with the kind of action we've had, I'm not actually sure if it will fill that gap all the way down here. I feel like that's probably too harsh of a retracement at this point, honestly, given the price action and bullish momentum. I really feel like that might be too high at this point. Or too low at this point, since we are so high. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a small retracement back down to, $50 even. I'm not going to lie to you guys, $50. But I feel like it would hold strong at 50, personally, if it did dip. But yeah. Hunter says, not too late in my opinion. I'm with you, Hunter. And guys, if you're gonna buy, here's the deal. What I don't want to happen is if you guys like, here's the deal. I'm heavily convicted in this stock, but here I got in very early. Also, I got in when the stock was around $2, and I just doubled down. I doubled down again as the stock started to run and it retraced and stuff. So I'm in very, very, very well. So it's easy for me to hold. Now I will say this. Let's say you buy in, right, and it's at, let's say you get in at $70 and it does dip to 50. You have to keep in mind, like, are you going to let go? If you're going to let go, if you're going to buy in at 70, and if it does retrace to 50, if you're going to let go, you need to be ready and aware that this is a possibility. But my personal saving grace is these numbers right here, right? And I don't want to put too much weight in these, but these are just what helped me personally. I feel like I'm reading the numbers, I'm understanding, and I'm able to feel confident in my position. So if you're gonna, and the only reason I say this is if it does dip, if you're gonna sell and lose out on this money, then you may want to consider not losing out on whatever that would be, 30, 40, 20% of your investment. I don't know what the number would be, maybe 30% or something. So just be careful with that, right? You don't want to get in and get out instantly and lose your whole investment. So if you're going to be able to hold, and if you feel confident in it, then, I just, do what you want, no advice here, but no financial advice, but just keep that in mind, right? Just be very, very, keep it aware. Howard Kemp, new member. Welcome to the crew. Welcome to crew members. Welcome to crew member. Okay, that is not a good slogan, but welcome. Very cool. Thank you, Howard. John, I don't know what would cause a dip down to 50, honestly. And I'm just giving examples, right? Who knows? It's obviously very strong. The only reason I would say that is if it does retrace, obviously whenever they stocks run up like this, they do retrace sometimes, right? Sometimes it retraces, and isn't this the guy? No, I think this person is a shill. No, this guy's a shill. He's lying. Auntie Petty said, isn't this the guy that sold out on us apes, teaching us to be scared? Auntie, I would love to know when that happened, when that was said. I think you're just spreading FUD and lies. So you're a liar. But no, I think you're confused, my friend. You have me mistaken with yourself. And here's the deal. I'm not saying that it's going to dip. I'm just saying, there are possibilities. I need people to understand that stocks don't just go up, right? Like stocks go up and they go down a little bit, right? So you have to keep in mind that it's very possible that this price action is good. It's, and again, look at this right here. It retraced, right? Went from here. So what is this around? We'll call it 32 to 45, back down to, at a low of here, 35, right? That's a harsh retracement. And as long as people are aware and they're ready for something like that, then, what is this? This is a pretty strong retracement at, we'll call it, 61%. Is that this line right here? 100%. Yeah, we'll call it 60% retracement, right? 62% retracement. It can be rough. It can be hard to hold. So as long as you feel convicted and you're ready for the games, then, that might help you a little bit. See that guy, he comes in, dude. That freaking guy. What's that guy's name? Comes in and leaves. See, comes in, shills, and then leaves. Like, what the heck? So weird. Well, whatever. FOMO and hold. Johnny says, I know I'm going all in at 4 a.m. There you go, Johnny. Nate says AMC will be $1,000 in less than 2 weeks. Nate, you're getting me all hyped up. You're getting me too excited for this. I would love it. Will AMC hit 100? Man, that's the billion. I think I already have that written down as a question I need to get addressed. Can you see this, Alex? I can see your message, my friend. If you have a question for me and I missed it, if anyone has a question and I missed it, I sincerely apologize. I'm usually really good at answering the chat, but there's a lot of DD to go over these days, a lot of numbers. I try to get to the questions that I can, but you know, obviously it's been a little rough these days with so many people on the stream. So yeah. David says we'll hit $300 tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie to you, David. I'm not sure if that's actually where it'll go, but I would love to see some bullish price action. I wouldn't mind 100 tomorrow. That'd be nice. So repeat this device reasoning. Why add 5 times? The terms on puts. Mike, what is up? What's up, brother? Glad I can get you live. Congrats, bro. I'm sure you're up huge. Yes, I'm feeling very good about my position right now. It's unreal. It is truly unreal. Johnny says, thanks, bro. Love the channel. Thanks for answering. Hey, no problem, Johnny. I love to answer you guys. I'm sorry if I missed a question or two, but I'm trying. Is right now still a good buy-in? Eric, I don't know what to tell you, my friend. I like the stock. I haven't started covering yet. I'm gonna have to make this video. All right, guys. So let me get my life together. I'm gonna maybe I'll see if I can make these videos tonight. Some good questions. I'm starting to see a lot of reoccurring questions, similar questions that I feel like I need to address. I think it's extremely important to address because I feel like it's the same questions, and obviously if a lot of people are having the same questions. So if you want to see some of those questions answered, if you're not already sub, like you may want to sub. I'm obviously covering this every single day. Seems like this is probably a good time for you guys to watch it. But anyways, welcome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I'm going to start wrapping up, and I'm going to, let me answer Lacey really quick, and then I'll start logging off. Lacey says, does $60.25 look like a strong support? TradingView indicators gave me some, saved me some panic during dips because I can still see a strong. Okay, so let's take a look. 60.25. Let me just drop it at 60.25. And well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna see where I like it. I like it. Oh, 60.25. Let me see where that is. I don't like 60.25 personally. I like this right here. I like 61.32. And the reason I do is, obviously there are some, let me see, where's 60.25 exactly again? Down here. I don't like that one. Yeah, I don't like that one because this one has a lot more. You can see how many candles touching this, right? A bunch of different candles touching this. I mean, even if I brought this down here, what is this? No, I still don't even like this. I feel like this is a strong support right here. 60. Yeah, we'll do this one. That's fine. And somewhere around here, we'll say $61, right? Just to be a little bit. But I like this. There's a lot of support around here, right? Kind of tested. If I were to draw another one, like a lower one, it would probably be right here at 57.23. Just because you have a lot of candles. So we have this first candle right here touching, this candle, these two candles, all these candles touching, right? I have a level of resistance here, level of support, and we can see. So I like these candles a lot better, personally. Petty, we tried to give you a chance, my friend. Petty just shilling all the way, shilling. I tried to give you a chance. I was going to ban you. I didn't ban you. And then you did this to yourself. 62.10. What's 62.10 at? Let's see. 62.10 around here. I like 62.10 as well. Yeah, I like these. They're just a little bit lower. Gives a little bit of leeway. But yeah, I think somewhere around there, around where all of these are right here. I just like this one a lot, personally. Even this one right here, 61.89, around here. But, you know, well, we can call it 60 bucks, you know, if you want. And I think that's going to be a strong level of support that we want to see hold, and we'll see what happens in the morning. It looks like it was going pretty good right here. Look at this last candle, looking pretty solid. 5-minute candles, but still looking freaking solid. But anyways, yeah. So okay, I'm gonna start wrapping up on that. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, every day. Every freaking day. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll talk about you never give shills a chance. You know, here's the deal. I'll end with this note. For people who, you know, they come in and they try to chill. They try to shill, like, if they have a reason, if they say, hey, look, AMC is not worth $600 because, you know, they haven't really changed their business model and this and that. If they come in and say that, you know what? Respect. I don't agree. Well, I may not agree depending on what they say, but that's that. So I'll refresh my Ortex and let you guys sit with it. See, it automatically updated. It's been updating live, but let's see what happens if I refresh. 130. Yeah, see, it's been updating live right here. These numbers. Short interest change went up. Borrowed shares went up. Shares return went up, and the borrowed change also went up. So this is good that we want this one to go up the most. Short interest, no way, 18.27. This is the highest that we've seen, even higher than all the Ortex updates. So, oh my gosh, this is insane. All right, guys, I'm really leaving this time. Thank you guys for so much. I will catch you guys later, and we'll chat tomorrow. We have time. All right, guys, you guys have a freaking-tastic night. If you add to your position, let me know on Twitter or something. I'd love to see it. Catch you guys later. Peace. I was not prepared. And peace.